Hundreds dead, tens of thousands injured, dozens of activists assassinated or abducted, and only one resignation. That is the result of 3 months of anti-government protests in Iraq. As unrest spills into 2020, the rift between Iraqis and ruling elites only appears to be growing. In Baghdad's Tahrir Square, the epicenter of protests, some people call this a revolution. They want the entire political class to leave. Across the bridge in the fortified green zone, politicians offer token concessions as they cling on to power. All of the candidates put forward by major political parties to replace Prime Minister Adel Abdel Mahdi have been firmly rejected, seen as the product of a political system that has failed the people.
What the demonstrators say about the candidates cannot be disregarded. We put down our conditions and we sent them to the politicians and all the world.
The protests have galvanized Iraqis from all walks of life. Muslims, Christians, the elderly, women and the youth, all united by demands for a just and sovereign government that serves its people regardless of religion, sect and status.
I demand my rights. I'm a student and I want a good future for myself. I hope there will be change for the better in the country and the schools will improve.
The majority of demonstrators came of age in the post-Saddam era, but after promises of democracy, they feel let down.
The reality of education is that, first of all, we're in 2019 and there are schools built of mud. In 2019, there are over 100 students in one class. A student can't learn in an environment like this.
But as the weeks pass and crowds grow thin, so it seems does the prospect of sweeping change.
What we have is a system whereby there are multiple political actors who are very well entrenched within the state. They are really fighting for their political survival right now, and they're really looking to find a way out of this current crisis through consensus, I believe, through finding some sort of an agreement between them that can push forward a new government that can perhaps in the future address some of the demands of protesters.
For now, Prime Minister Adel Abdel Mahdi remains in a caretaker role. A new election law was passed earlier this month, and while it allows voters to elect independent legislators rather than choosing from party lists, it doesn't give the people the right to directly elect the head of state.
3 months on, the chances that this protest movement will usher in a new political order appear less and less likely. People are discouraged by the lack of progress and intimidated by the state's violent response. But unless the root causes of this crisis are addressed, it seems Iraq's streets will bear witness to more turmoil in the year to come. Simona, Foltyn, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.